a thought-provoking essay addressing the interplay between theocracy and monarchy from a global perspective. Will the rise of theocracy spell the end for monarchy? A global perspective. The intricate relationship between monarchy and theocracy has shaped the destinies of nations across centuries. Historically, monarchs often claimed divine sanction to legitimize their rule, from the mandate of heaven in ancient China to the divine right of kings in Europe. In many instances, monarchy and theocracy have coexisted symbiotically. But in the modern world, as theocratic ideologies reassert themselves in various regions, the question arises, can monarchy survive the rise of theocracy, or will it be subsumed or even extinguished by it? Monarchy and theocracy. Historic bedfellows. In pre-modern polities, monarchy and theocracy were deeply entwined. The pharaohs of ancient Egypt were considered gods. In medieval Europe, kings ruled with the blessing of the church. Islamic caliphates often combined political and religious authority in one figure. The relationship was not always harmonious, but it was usually intertwined. However, modernity, ushered in by secularism, democracy, and constitutional governance, challenged both systems. Monarchy, particularly in Europe, adapted by ceding power and evolving into largely ceremonial constitutional forms. Theocracy, meanwhile, saw decline until recent decades when it began a global resurgence of theocracy. Today, theocratic movements and governments are again asserting power. In Iran, the supreme leader wields authority under the doctrine of velayat-e-faqih, effectively placing religious jurisprudence above all. In Afghanistan, the Taliban's rigid Islamic theocracy supplanted a republic. Even in democratic India, there are concerns about the growing influence of Hindu nationalism, blurring lines between state and religion. Elsewhere, Israel's ultra-Orthodox political parties influence laws, including those defining Jewish identity and public observance. In Turkey, President Erdogan has reinfused public life with religious symbolism, reconfiguring the secular foundations of the republic. In Myanmar, militant Buddhist nationalism has driven violent campaigns. These examples show theocratic ideologies asserting themselves in diverse religious contexts. The impact on monarchy. So how do these shifts affect monarchy? The picture is nuanced. In the Middle East, monarchies like Saudi Arabia and Jordan have survived by incorporating theocratic elements. The Saudi king's title as custodian of the two holy mosques merges religious and royal authority. But this delicate balance may not last forever. As Wahhabi clerics or Shia theologians assert broader authority, monarchs risk being eclipsed by religious absolutism. Where monarchs attempt to secularize or modernize, such as Morocco's gradual liberalization, they risk alienating religious conservatives. In contrast, monarchies with deep constitutional protections, such as the UK, Sweden, or Japan, remain largely immune to theocratic pressures due to robust secular democratic institutions. Yet, the rise of theocracy in the 21st century could marginalize monarchs who cannot maintain religious legitimacy or demonstrate practical governance. In countries with weaker civic institutions, monarchs may be overthrown or rendered obsolete by charismatic religious leaders promising divine justice. A future of coexistence, or contestation. The future relationship between theocracy and monarchy will likely depend on geography and context. In theocratic republics, monarchy may be ideologically incompatible. In traditional monarchies, where rulers can project both worldly and spiritual authority, coexistence may persist. But as theocratic ideologies become more assertive, monarchs who cannot adapt may find themselves irrelevant or overthrown. Ultimately, the endurance of monarchy in a theocratic age will hinge not only on sacred symbols, but on adaptability, legitimacy, and public trust. The battle between crown and cloth is far from over, and may define the political evolution of many societies in the decades ahead. A heartfelt light. To every soul whose hand did give, you've helped me dream, helped me live. In darkest hours your light came through, with hearts so kind, so pure, so true. Your gifts, like stars in deepest night, have steered me gently toward the light. Each coin, each word, each silent prayer, a thread of hope, so rich, so rare. My eyes once dimmed, now seek the skies, and slowly, clearer visions rise. Because of you, I dare to see the world again. Its grace, its plea. Your compassion's flame will not just stay with me alone. It lights the way, for others wandering through despair, to feel the warmth of selfless care. You've shown what love in action means, in quiet ways through giving scenes. You've built a bridge from soul to soul and made the broken feel more whole. So let this thanks rise like a song, a melody both soft and strong. May your example gently call more hearts to rise to give. To fall into the joy of lifting pain, of planting hope where none remains. Your kindness walks beside me still, a light, a love, a living will.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to show your support.